Hi, welcome! In this video, I'm gonna unbox, assemble, and then ride the Emojo Bull E-Trike.
Oh boy. This is gonna be my most challenging e-bike build ever. Before I get into building this, as you can see, it was a success, but it is quite a project. They do also sell it fully assembled. Step 1, remove the protective cap. Remove that. Insert this. They didn't provide the tool that you need to tighten the screws on this side. There's a high probability this isn't straight, but I can fix that later. So now, that screw I took out, I gotta put it back in. Even though they sent the correct size, I think for this I'm gonna use my own tools. I feel like this part's really important, and you need to get a good grip on that Allen key. It may look correct, but this part is supposed to be like that. Whoop! This is a two-person job. Now I gotta install the front wheel, but I need to remove this guy first. I somehow got that one loose, but this wrench does not fit on here. So once again, I'm whipping out one of my tools. Oh, look at that. That's the correct size. Oh, that's heavy. Motor's in the front wheel. So I'm gonna loosen this up, and then I'm gonna try to stick that fork right here. The really nice part about this being a tricycle, this part's gonna be really easy. As long as I have the wheel the correct way. Looks good. Now I should probably tighten it. And there is a specific way to do this. There's two arrows, you put them together, and then you really gotta jam it in there until those arrows are like almost touching. Oh, I think this is supposed to go like this maybe? There we go. Moving on now to the part I have been dreading, putting on the chain. So it says, pull down the derailleur. I'm gonna start how they want me to from top to bottom. Okay. Then I fish it through here. So it's over here, under, and then over. I should probably tighten that up. There we go. Come on. Okay, so it's kind of on there. Now I'm gonna take this chain breaker tool, and gosh darn, I hope I'm doing this correctly. And now the moment of truth. Is it a working chain? Here's where it's gonna get real tricky for me. It says, follow the route of the shifter cable to the derailleur. But the problem is the cable goes through the frame. Can't really follow the route. But I've noticed that this cable has kind of a flat look. And the two cables that come out near the derailleur, one's kind of glossy, and this one's flat. There's a hole here. So it looks like that goes in there. And then maybe this goes on here. The brakes are not connected either. There's the wire, and the manual just skips over that part. I'm gonna take this cable, insert it in here. I've loosened up the screw a little bit here, so I can stick this through here. Definitely have someone that knows what they're doing look over your work, or just have someone that knows what they're doing put the whole thing together. It took a lot of adjustment. I had to mess with that side, then with this side, kind of tighten the cable, loosen the cable, mostly just tighten the cable. So this is the one that controls both brakes back there. Watch the wheels. Maybe you can see it better from this side. Are they both stopping? Yes. Normally the fenders are already set up on bikes, but not here. So I gotta mount this on top of here. So I got this piece on the bottom, there'll be that piece, and then these screws screw through the two pieces.
It's been a little bit since I've worked on the bike. 2 reasons. One is I wanted a certified bike mechanic to check my work. Luckily, my husband is one, so he made a lot of adjustments. I had everything in the correct spot, but it needs to be perfect. So now everything is perfect. If you don't know how to make all of these adjustments, they do also sell this bike fully assembled. So if you don't know what the heck you're doing, go with that option. And here's reason number 2. I hurt my eyeball. So when you're weeding around your aloe plants, wear eye protection. I really didn't want to go on camera with my poor vision at the time and poofy eyeball. I'm thinking now maybe I was missing some tools because when I contacted them, they sent me a bunch of tools. Picking up where I left off, the front fender goes in like this, and then the headlight gets installed at the same time through the same hole. I have considered using power tools, but my husband, certified bike mechanic, said never do that on a bike. I don't know if it matters for this part. Whatever you say, honey. Thanks for making my life easier. I think Mr. Don't Use Power Tools is gonna have to help me tighten this because I'm just not strong enough. To finish, I gotta take out these screws. There's one on each side. I should probably put this back on. I'm really afraid to wear it because the diamond keeps coming loose. I've had it fixed 3 times. But like, I do stuff like this. And now I'm gonna connect the headlight right here. And this cable was like really long, so I just shoved it into the frame. Let's head over to the rear basket where the fenders attach right here. According to the manual, this wood piece that's on here is actually sold separately. The manual may or may not be correct on that because on their website, all of these accessories are included if you get the bike, including that wood piece. So maybe it depends on whatever promotion they're having or not having at the time. I'm just really hoping it doesn't get in the way of what's coming next. This is attached with 4 screws. It's most definitely not a perfect alignment. Maybe I should have tried all 4 at once and it would have went better, but I'm just gonna try to cram it in there. And hopefully that worked. Good. That worked. So apparently with that screw style, I don't actually need to hold the top and the bottom because there was a spot right here where I couldn't get 2 tools in to tighten down that final screw. So just wrenching it on the bottom worked just fine. Now I feel stupid. Now, the tail light. Look at that spiky little dude. That is the spikiest, sharpest washer I've ever seen. And I think it goes on back and then the nut. So I was like, where is the rest of this cable? It is bundled up over here. So I'm thinking, I just shove it through there and connect it. Oh, no, no, no. It gets zip tied to this. And come over here, it gets zip tied to that. Over on this side is the final place to zip tie it to, and then you can connect. Oh, that sneaky little dude. There's another one right here and on the other side. Oh, that's fine. I can still do it. Next, slide the battery into the ring. The key to lock in the battery is kind of in an awkward spot. Right now it is unlocked, and now it's locked. And once it's locked, you can remove the keys. Now I can plug in the battery, and they got these 2 red arrows on here, so hopefully those 2 go together. So I charged up the battery, I pushed the power button right here, and there's no lights. So I'm like, what the heck? Flip it over, push the big red button, and now when I hit the power button, there's power. And it'll be right here when it's mounted, so you could easily turn it on and off. And to turn the bike on,
hold down the center button until the screen lights up. And then to turn it off, same thing, just hold it. I really prefer when the headlight has its own button, but here it's the up button. You just hold it down until the light turns on. And to turn it off, hold it down again. The final step is putting on the pedals. I guess the seat's optional. The front basket and the seat, not in the manual. So one of these screws on clockwise, the other one counterclockwise. Ooh, your guess is as good as mine with this. This all came apart in pieces. That looks like it fits there. This goes here, maybe. That. Like that. Okay. Oh boy. Perfect. Well, isn't this absolutely tragic? I wonder if I can fix this while it's on here. I think I got it. So that top piece kind of does this thing. So I put that side down, then the next piece, then that piece. And I just rotated it. So I loosened the screw and kind of moved it around a bit, and now it looks straight. After hours of filming, my microphone died, but I didn't realize it. This part's pretty self-explanatory. Take the screws out, put them in, basket. I'm too fat for the bike lane. Like, I have to be almost next to the curb in order to fit in the bike lane. Pedal assist 1, throttle only. So I calmly proceeded like I normally do in my e-bike reviews, not knowing what's about to happen, even though it's not going to be that exciting in the video. But I did not know that the throttle, when you hold it down past a certain point, it goes into like a cruise control mode, so it stays in place. You kind of have to bump it back up with your finger. And no matter which pedal assist you're on, 0 to 5, it does the same thing when you're using the throttle. So be careful with that. If you hit the brakes and decide to get off the bike, release the brakes, it'll zoom away. It caps out at just over 20 miles an hour. Which I should have mentioned right there and then I was scared. Editing me is gonna tell you that on an adult tricycle, 20 miles an hour feels like a lot more. I'm just not used to riding a tricycle. I don't even think I rode one when I was younger, except for my friend's plastic big wheel. No throttle, just pedaling. Pedal assist 1. I'm gonna put it on the hardest gear to pedal in. Definitely feeling the burn. Not really feeling much for pedal assist. Not really feeling much for pedal assist on 2 either. Let's try 3. Oh! 3, getting assistance. I felt the motor kick in and it went forward a little bit. Pedal assist 4. I feel like I don't even really need to pedal much. Just one little pedal and it pushes me forward. And 5 is even easier. Basically what the 1 all the way to 5 is how much assistance the motor is giving you when you're pedaling. Originally, I really didn't feel anything on pedal assist 1, but it's there. It's really slight. So you're still gonna get a workout. 2, again, I wasn't really hearing the motor or feeling it, but it was pretty windy. And then once the wind kind of calmed down later in the evening, I definitely felt it, and I heard the motor. By 3, you can hear the motor, and it really goes forward. And it's still kind of a workout, a little bit. By 4, I kind of feel like pedaling's useless at this point, and same with 5. 4 and 5, I feel like you might as well just switch over to the throttle. Actually, if you're going up a hill, pedaling on 4 or 5 works really good. It makes it super easy. It doesn't even feel like you're going up a hill. The max range is up to 65 miles on this 1 battery, but they do have an option to get a second battery, and if you do that, you can get it up to 100-mile range. I was told before I got on this that 3 wheels tends to be less stable. I didn't believe it. I still kind of don't, especially with this because it has what's called differential driven safety. So the wheels, the rear wheels, they turn at varying speeds. So this is to ensure stability and prevent skids during turns. I did take it on a sidewalk, it had some winds and bends in it, and there was parts where I had to go into the grass, and it felt stable. And it's easy to step into. It has a ultra low frame. That's about 8.5 inches off the ground. The bike with the battery weighs 80 pounds and it can hold up to 300 pounds. And that includes all the goodies that you're gonna put in the baskets. So the bag's supposed to be a picnic bag, but it'd be a lot nicer if I could attach it when it's its full height. Because with it collapsed like that, the bag itself is taking up space inside, and then plus it's collapsed, so it's like half the size. I could have sworn on their website it showed it attached up here, like this was bigger. So I thought, okay, maybe because that piece of wood is down here, that's why it's not fitting like the picture. But even if you take off the wood, there's still bars going across here, so there's no way the bag could sit all the way down. Also, the battery is right here. This would be really cool if it could just attach down here, or if this was higher. This kind of threw me off at first. The basket doesn't move when the wheel moves. It's attached to the frame, so it stays in the center, but I did get used to that. It's got mechanical disc brakes, front and rear, and I really don't know what else to say about it. This was my very first experience riding a tricycle, aside from a big wheel, a plastic big wheel. And it's different. It's different than a regular bike, that's for sure. It took a little getting used to, but in the end, I got used to it, and it's quite enjoyable. Alrighty, so that's it. If you like the Emojo Bull E-Trike, I'll have a link down below in the video's description. And it's cheesy outro time, so toodaloo-lee-loo. Bye, guys.